The best of Money Matters. Right Business.
Welcome to The Right Business, where we dive deep into the stories of trailblazers who dare to disrupt the status quo, find the gap in the market to find the right business. Hello, I'm Hongbin Jeong. In Singapore's property market, the search for a new home can often feel like navigating a maze. Buyers juggle multiple portals, sellers struggle to gain visibility, and agents contend with outdated systems and opaque pricing models. Even as digital transformation sweeps across industries, real estate remains stubbornly fragmented, leaving users to fill in the gaps themselves. Enter Kucing, a quietly disruptive proptech startup aiming to change the game. Rather than just being another listing site, Kucing positions itself as Singapore's first real estate co-pilot. So what does a real estate co-pilot really mean for users, and how can a single platform change the way buyers, sellers, and agents experience the property market? Well, joining us today to share more is Mathieu Goarant, who's a co-founder of Kucing. Hi, Mathieu. Thank you so much for joining me here in the studio.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
All right, Mathieu, I just want to ask you the story behind Kucing. I mean, what were the gaps in the market that shaped the idea of Kucing's unified prop space? I mean, I believe there are a lot of property, platforms out there.
Yeah, so as often, story starts with personal experience.
Okay.
As individual owners, buyer, renters, but also as property agent, because I'm also a registered salesperson in Singapore. So just like we moved from newspaper to online 20 years ago. So that's what the legacy portals brought as a solutions. We saw the gap between how people buy, sell, and rent property today and what technology could foster in terms of improving the experience and reducing inefficiencies. Yeah, so our hands-on experience together with entrepreneurial mindset led us to creating Kucing.
Well, Kucing is a very interesting name. I believe in Malay, Kucing means cat. So is there a significance to this name?
Yeah, cat is very auspicious for house. So if the cat choose your house, you picked the right house.
I see.
And the mannequin echo also is very for good fortune, right?
Right. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, thank you for highlighting that. Well, Kucing calls itself Singapore's first real estate co-pilot rather than just a listing site. I mean, this philosophy is central to what sets Kucing apart from other proptech companies out there. So how do you define a real estate co-pilot? I mean, what does that mean for users navigating your platform?
Yeah, so real estate co-pilot, as we envision it, is a system that makes navigate your journey, your property journey simpler. For example, with an interactive price map. So from checking prices, doing your market analysis, to posting and to following up, with leads and interaction. So that's what our co-pilot means. We also offer CRM system. We noticed either an individual or agents, instead of juggling between different applications, like between a portal and then your CRM, managing your viewings, tracking offers you receive from potential buyers or tenants. Say, why not integrating as this digital assistant in your pocket, as corporate companies usually have, right?
Okay. So for some context out here, I mean, for someone who hasn't used a property platform before, what does a normal platform usually have, and what sets Kucing apart from them that's really a unique selling?
The unique selling point, as we discussed, is first is this unified prop space approach. We try to break barriers. It's not an agent platform. It's not a peer-to-peer platform. We are not focusing on specific property types, like HDB, condo, or landed, or we are not catering to specific property transactions, like rental or selling, buying. So we are covering the whole spectrum. That's one aspect. We try to make it cost-effective. Traditional platforms, for example, can prove a bit pricey, especially when you're a new real estate salesperson, there's 2,200 new property agents every year, usually with, a limited expense and low budget. So we will try to keep Kucing as affordable as possible and simple. Simplicity is also one of our key driver. No complicated pricing plans, with silver, gold, platinum, whatever. So we have adopted a freemium model, but under your paid plans, you will have access to all features and tools available in the platform. Yeah, that's what set us apart from traditional, I would say, form.
So you're saying that some features are paid?
We don't limit functionalities, but what Kucing does in the premium plan, we would limit the user with volumes. To make it easy to understand, for example, you have a poor performing ad you're trying to sell or rent your unit. If you have no interest, nobody's interested, you can keep using Kucing as a free user. As soon as you have too many tractions, many people are inquiring or trying to reach out and view your place, then that's when you would be prompted to upgrade to paid plan. So that means even your new... So it's kind of performance-based, actually, you know. So you have a poor performing listing, then you don't have... you can stay under free plan. You don't need to upgrade. That's the business model and the pricing approach we decided to go for.
How much or what's the range of the price range for those premiums?
So we wanted to make it very easy. So it's either 0 or 115 per month.
Per month, all right.
And that's another advantage. You don't need long-term commitment. You know, like usually it's 12 months and that's it, you know. And let's keep in mind also on the agent side, a lot are doing part-time, you know. They are not full-time agents. So we thought it would be nice also. You can... just pause for 2-3 months and resume and start again. And
so you can cancel anytime.
You can cancel anytime. Exactly, yeah.
Makes sense. Well, even the most digital property portals today often force users to rely on agents, right, to interpret data. But according to your website, users don't have to. I mean, Kucing is designed for homeowners and seekers who want to deal directly. So from your perspective, what are the biggest pain points for sellers or home seekers when using existing platforms with agents?
For users, probably, and that's how we started, and by the way, peer-to-peer, that was a lack of direct platforms, lack of security for existing hybrid platform or peer-to-peer, you know, like Facebook, etc. Data visualizations. So data is available. Yes. So we try to make sense of it. Seamless interactions. We noticed that was a big pain point, both for individual and agents to set up, to manage to find viewing slots, you know, with owners. Knowledge access, I would say that's less and less painful because government bodies have done a great job, I think, being CEA with their new websites or HDB or URA. They have really make it easy for end users. And on the agent side, the pain points is those are already mentioned, you know, I mean, big players, legacy players have kind of monopoly, so they would tend to do whatever they want when it comes to plans and pricing. That's the pain points we see for both individuals and agents.
So how does Kucing directly address these challenges in ways that, you know, legacy platforms have not? I mean, for example, if I don't use an agent, how do I know if I'm listing my property at a good price? Do I have to take my own photos of my listed property? Do I have to handle the viewings of my home myself? You know, well, how does Kucing help?
So we help in a few ways. First, we have drafted some guidelines, you know, documents that you can download for free on our website. You can also refer to CA websites where they guide you as either you're using agent or if you want to transact on your own. They also have guidelines to help you on this. To do your market analysis for pricing, we have done, I think, a good job on the interactive price map. So it's dynamic, it's not static. We cover the whole spectrum from condos, HDB, landed, but in a very bird-eye view standpoint. So not only by project, which is what traditional platform would give you, like they would give you transaction pricing per project. We try to give you the big pictures because buyer or tenant, when they're looking for place, they would not only look at one project, but they would look at the area, the district, the street, and projects nearby. So that's how also we can help you.
Okay. Well, one of the platform's early milestones was closing a $2.1 million deal. Walk us through that transaction and why that success is a good example of why someone should use Kucing.
Yeah, as you said, key milestone, that was during our proof of concept time. And it was important because resale compared to renting doesn't represent the bulk. But what we knew is that if some actors, seller and buyer, are ready to transact directly through platforms, at few $1 million price tag, it would be a given for rental. I mean, rental transaction would be a piece of cake afterwards. Of course, there are success factors for this. It happens that both seller and buyers had previous experience in transacting with their solicitor, law firms. So maybe that makes them more comfortable to deal directly without agents. But once again, it's not, peer-to-peer versus agents. Both is there, both is useful. It's just that it gives alternatives. For the specific case you're talking about, just to let you know, the seller had also posted on traditional platform with his agent. But he wanted to try his luck, maybe save some commission or trying to deal himself, which he did.
Wow, very interesting. I mean, the Singapore property market is dynamic, right, with changing buyer behaviors and evolving agent practices. So are there trends or shifts that you think property seekers or investors should pay close attention to?
First is take a look out for new platforms. Not only Kucing, let's be fair, there's also other actors, players who are trying, to challenge the status quo and see what can be done, how can we leverage technology. I talk about security, now we have a lot of GovTech initiatives like ThinkPass, how to make authentications easier, better, reduce scams, etc., etc. So that's a trend. Probably there's a slow and steady trend in disintermediation. So that's something everybody should pay attention to, especially agents like us, because that maybe will be redefining roles in the future, maybe putting more emphasis on post-transactions, post-sales, maybe start to charge tenants for landlord for property management, where today is more or less given, free of charge. So pricing business models. Yeah, and what investors should pay attention to maybe in this challenging economic landscape, instead of chasing unicorns, maybe starting to pay attention to camels like us, resilient, we can have sustainable business and long-term profitability visions and efficient resource management. Do more with less.
Love how you guys compare to camels. Well, but beyond the current unified prop space, Mathieu, what new functionalities or experiences are you exploring?
Okay, let's be honest. To start with, beyond going for new features, we really try first and foremost our main focus is to improve and the user experience for all users. I think that's really important in the current market. But of course, it's good to have a vision. From mobile first, we will also be transposing user experience from mobile to web. Today, it's not like 100%. By year end, we will allow agents to be registered users. At the moment, it's just basic users. So grant them the opportunity to interact on the platform. And after, we're also exploring AI. It's a big buzzword at the moment. So agentic AI, I mean, as a co-pilot, this is something we should not miss in the futures, and see how get a comprehensive end-to-end property journey with our co-pilot. Yeah, that's the long-term vision. Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of AI then, how do you envision the role of technology in shaping Singapore's property market for the next 5 years?
I believe technology will play a huge role in improving security. We talk about security just now. Efficiency, definitely, and transparency. And this is something Singapore government, through the real estate industry transformation map, is looking at closely as well. We talk about redefining roles, making more use of APIs. Like I think IRAS started to do it, with stamping, stamp duty, checking documents. But all the government bodies can play a role, IRAS. So I talk about IRAS. CPF also has a place there. SLA, with APIs to make automatic property title check. There will be more API use, I think, in the future. That's how technology is shaping the future.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, looking ahead as well, Mathieu, before we let you go here, what are your biggest priorities for growth in an evolving proptech market? What's next for Kucing?
First and foremost, I think, is creating a scalable system. So we are a small potato, I would say, that allow us to do more with fewer resources as we gear up for our next funding round. So we just completed our seed round, 300K plus as a seed round. So our next funding round will be end of next year, I think. Build a community of users. I think this is very strong, and this is something we really need to build in the coming months. So build a community. We plan to roll out partnerships with insurance, interior design firms, firms, mortgage brokers. This is the kind of partnerships we are looking at now. We should be closing our first partnership by the end of the year. And maybe long term, this will be discussed with future investors, but probably, going regional and enhancing the unified platforms. Now we are addressing residential, for example. In the future, why not going into commercial and industrial?
Amazing. Well, looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Mathieu, for joining me today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was Mathieu Goarant, co-founder of Kucing. This has been The Right Business with me, Hongbin Jeong.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.